So yesterday we had 10 sporting events that we provided for you, and just one of those was a very close miss, and we lost one. Just nine of them, went through. Basically, hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're a sports betting fan, football prediction fan, and you're looking to increase your chances of winning significantly, I like to say welcome to the channel. Make sure to watch this video till the very end because it will contain sports information, safe market options, and just, you know, a lot of information basically that will help you make better informed decisions and increase your chances of winning significantly. Alright, so welcome back, guys. My name is Huka, and I will be your host on this podcast show where we bring you, football predictions, sports betting prediction tips that will help you increase your chances of winning significantly. The secret is just really simple. Information about these events is basically what makes your chances higher. As you go about making those picks today. So make sure to get the information that you need here before you go out to do that. All right, guys. That being said, we have 44 events today. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it. Right. First sporting event is between Sunderland and Watford. And here's the report that we have about the sporting event.
Sunderland have established themselves as an unstoppable force on their home ground this season, and we believe they will leverage their home advantage once more to secure a close victory against a Watford team that has been defeated in their last 3 league games.
All right, so that being said, we think that the safe way to play this today, if you're looking at, backing this event, is to go with the home draw no bet, and that's priced at 1.20 odd in that sporting event. Next is the game between Norwich and Derby County, and here is some information about that sporting event.
Norwich City approaches Saturday's match after achieving wins against Swansea and Watford in their previous 2 matches and will be confident in maintaining their momentum against a struggling Derby County team. The Rams' performance at the moment is quite unimpressive, and we anticipate difficulties for them at Carrow Road this weekend.
Alright, so given the report that we have here, we think that the safe way to play this will be to go with a home win or draw here at 1.18 in that sporting event. Next is a sporting event between Sheffield United and Portsmouth, and here is information about that sporting event for your use.
Sheffield United may have secured only 1 victory in their last 4 home league fixtures, yet we remain confident they will achieve an easy win over a Portsmouth team that has suffered defeat in their last 6 league encounters.
The safe way we think that you can go with this event today is to go with home to win either of the halves at the end of 90 minutes, and that's priced at 1.29 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Leeds and Millwall, and here is some information about what we found here.
A heated North-South clash may take place this weekend involving 2 well-performing teams confident in their chances of advancing to the 5th round. Leeds will be seen as the favourites to win, however, and are expected to find a way to outshine the Lions, even if Fak decides to alter his lineup significantly.
Alright, so given that information, we think that the home team to qualify is a safe way to go with this sporting event at around 1.23. Next sporting event is between Leyton Orient and Man City, and here is some information about that sporting event.
Though both teams are facing challenges, Tranmere's ongoing difficulties this season, along with their poor away performance, provide Salford a solid opportunity to get back to winning form, making them our choice for success.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that over 2.5 at 1.33 odd will be the safe way to play this and see what happens today in this one. Next sporting event is between Coventry City and Ipswich Town, and here is the information we have that has had us go with the decision we made at the end of the day.
Despite Coventry's uplifting winter winning streak, Wednesday's heavy defeat to Leeds demonstrated that the Sky Blues are still a work in progress, while their opponents will come in with a significantly more rested squad. Lampard's squad ought to break through a leaky Tractor Boys defense, yet we are fully confident in McKenna's Premier League tested offensive players to carry them through to round 5.
Alright guys, so given that information that we have there, we think that it is safe to say Ipswich should be able to score today, and that's priced at 1.23 in that sporting event. So over 0.5 goals to the away team is the option we chose there. Next is the game between Everton and Bournemouth, and here is information about why we went with the safe option we did take today.
Everton have made significant progress under Moyes, appearing much more dangerous in attack, while also reinstating the solid defensive unit that was challenging to penetrate last season. However, this will be a difficult test against a Bournemouth team in good form. Liverpool might have halted the visitors' impressive 12-match unbeaten streak across all competitions last weekend, yet they were unfortunate not to secure any points, and will pose challenges for Everton in what is expected to be a tightly contested cup clash.
All right, so given that event report that we have there, we think that it is safe to say, an under 4.5 goals will be the way to watch what happens in a sporting event. Another 1.15, hopefully. Bournemouth doesn't get too informed today. We'll see about that, right? Next sporting event is between Preston, North End, and Wycombe. And here is some information about that sporting event for your use.
It is highly possible that this match could take place in the Championship next season if Wycombe maintains their form underdogs, yet competing against Preston at Deepdale presents a challenging challenge. A fiercely fought match is still anticipated, and just a single goal might differentiate the two fifth-round contenders, but it is likely to be Heckingbottom's team that finds the net.
All right, guys, so I'm giving that report that we have here. It's safe to say under 1.5 goals will be the safe way to play this at another 1.39. Next sporting event is between Southampton and Burnley, and here is the report that we have about that sporting event.
The idea of taking on a team that has allowed only one goal in more than 15 hours of play is intimidating, yet Southampton can be optimistic about finding the back of the net against Burnley, having found success in scoring during 6 of their last 7 games. With Parker planning to implement several alterations to his Clarets team, a possibly more robust Saints side might manage to secure their second confidence-boosting victory in a week to advance to the 5th round.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say an under 3.5 goals to be scored here at 1.28 is the safe way to play this sporting event. Next is the game between Wigan and Fulham, and here is the report that we have about that sporting event.
Recently, Wigan has not found home to be where the heart is, while Fulham shows an appetite for scoring on opponents' grounds, having not failed to find the net away for nearly 6 months. Despite having a significantly altered team, Silver's squad is unlikely to face many challenges against an unpredictable Latics team on their way to the 5th round.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say, the away team, which is Fulham to win, is the way to play this one at another 1.27 in that sporting event. Next sporting event, it is between Birmingham City and Newcastle, and here is information that you might need about that sporting event.
Birmingham will feel optimistic from their 18-game unbeaten streak, yet Newcastle is definitely their most challenging rival this season, and we anticipate a decisive victory for the Magpies in this match.
Alright, so given that information there, we think that the away team, which is Newcastle to qualify, is the safe way to go at 1.29 in that sporting event. Next is the sporting event between Brighton and Chelsea, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use.
It is challenging to oppose a battered Brighton team that allowed 7 goals in their last match and another 4 when they were easily dismantled by Chelsea in their earlier encounter this season. Considering the Seagulls' defensive weaknesses and their record of only 1 win in the last 8 home matches, we are predicting the Blues to emerge victorious, regardless of whether Maresca chooses to alter his squad significantly.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that Chelsea should be able to win or draw, given what has been said about that sporting event. And that's priced that we're going with an away win or draw, and that's priced at 1.40 in that sporting event. Next is the sporting event between UD Las Palmas and Villarreal, and here is some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Villarreal have shown remarkable form recently, and with Torres fully fit now, their quest for a top 4 spot is in full swing. Las Palmas can definitely achieve a favorable outcome in this match, and we are confident they will find the net against a vulnerable defense, yet Villarreal's strength in attack should enable them to claim all 3 points.
Alright, so given that report there, we think that an away win or draw at 1.22 will be the way to play this one, if you ask us, basically. Next sporting events between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. This has a classic making, so here's some information about what's going to go down in that sporting event today.
This match is incredibly challenging to predict, and we have come to a decision of a 1-1 stalemate, which has been the outcome in 3 of the past 4 league encounters between these teams, including the last 2 at Bernabeu. Real Madrid play at home, yet Atletico is a formidable team, making it difficult to foresee a defeat for Simeone's squad on Saturday evening.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think over 1.5 goals is to be scored in the sporting event at another 1.24 because we believe both teams should be able to pull one for, goal at each other basically. So yeah, next sporting event is between Verona and Atlanta. And here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Atlanta have netted the highest number of goals in the initial 15 minutes this season, 7, whereas Verona have allowed the most, 10, and another fast beginning could lead Lodier to a comfortable win. Due for a strong display, the visitors have the chance to achieve a double against rivals they defeated by 6 goals in October.
Alright, given the report that we have there, we think that the away team draw no bet is the safe way to play this one at another 1.21 in our sporting event. Next sporting event is between Empoli and AC Milan, and here's some information about that sporting event for use today.
If we look only at the first halves of games, Milan and Empoli would have earned an equal number of points this season. In the second halves, the Rossoneri would have earned 13 additional points. Considering the host's poor home performance, the visitors ought to earn full points by improving their play in the second half.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that, the away team to win or draw the second half of that sporting event will be the safe way to go at another 1.20, given that we understand that they score more, especially in this fixture, in the second half and, in Serie A at the moment. Next sporting event is between Torino and Genoa, and here's some information about the sporting event today.
Since Genoa have indeed gathered more points away from home than at the Ferraris, they ought to be able to secure something from Turin. Since Patrick Vieira took over, the Griffon have become more solid, while Toro continues to struggle to secure victories.
Alright guys, so given that report that we have there, we think that Patrick Vieira's side, going with 2-goal advantage into that game with Torino, should be able to maintain that advantage handicap at another 1.20, and that's what we're going with in that sporting event. Next sporting event is between Borussia Dortmund and Stuttgart, and here's information about this game today.
The host might gain from the new manager effect on Saturday, and with their passionate home crowd behind them, they ought to be viewed as favorites. Borussia Dortmund will probably struggle to prevent Stuttgart from finding the net, as they might be forced to use an improvised defense, and the visitors will draw confidence from their impressive away form.
Alright, so given that information that we have there, and over 2 goals to be scored here, it's a safe way. We think that you should play this one at another 1.22 odds because we expect at least 3 goals in that sporting event. Next sporting event is between Freiburg and Heidenheim, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Although Freiburg has achieved an impressive series of results at home, the Breisgau Brazilians have conceded at least 2 goals in each of their last 3 Bundesliga matches played in front of their fans. Since Heidenheim has netted 2 or more goals in 3 of their last 5 away games, another goal extravaganza may take place on Saturday, despite the host being favored to achieve a narrow victory.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that over 1.5 goals to be scored here is a certainty in terms of events that are occurring in this sporting event today at another 1.23, and that's what we're taking from the bookmakers. Next sporting event between Hoffenheim and Union Berlin, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
It's hard to envision either team controlling the match since both have faced challenges recently, but Hoffenheim might have the advantage as Union has often faltered on away games. Moreover, the hosts are displaying strong goal-scoring form despite facing numerous injuries, and they ought to feel assured about maintaining a lead given the visitors' lackluster performances in attack.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that Hoffenheim should be able to score today at another 1.23, and that's what we're going with. Home team over 0.5 in our sporting event. Next sporting event is between Mainz and Augsburg, and here is information about that event.
Despite last season's similar match finishing 1-0 in favor of Mainz, this encounter has generally seen plenty of goals since 2021, with both sides finding the net. The trend is expected to persist this weekend as both teams split the points in round 21.
Right, so given that information that we have there, we think that over 1.5 goals will be scored in this sporting event, which is 2 goals at another 1.34 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Wolfsburg, and Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen, that is, and here's some information, about.
It's hard to ignore the impressive performance of Leverkusen, and with most of their team available, they ought to be optimistic about obtaining another 3 points. Wolfsburg will be difficult to defeat due to their strong home performance, but the champions have excelled in away matches for quite a while, and they will likely possess too much attacking power for their opponents to cope with.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that it is safe to say, Bayern Leverkusen should win or draw, which is the away team, at another 1.24 in that sporting event. Before I go further, guys, I'd like to ask you guys to please take 1 second to hit the like button. It shows appreciation to the channel, just as a sign of good faith, and good luck to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're first time coming across the channel, or you've been here and you've not done that. Please do that right now, and don't forget to turn your notification bells on, everyone, so that you don't miss out on important updates, basically. Okay, guys. Next sporting event we have is the game between Lille and Le Havre, and here's some report about that sporting event that we found, basically.
The home supporters will wish that the shock of Tuesday's loss has faded by the time this match arrives, where Lille will be strong favourites to enhance their top 4 campaign against the teams battling relegation. Le Havre have secured more points on the road, 8, than they have at home this season, 6, but at a ground where they struggle to find the net, let alone win. This could be a challenging night for the team at the bottom.
Alright, so given that sporting events report that we have, we think that it is safe to say home to win either of the halves. It's a safe way to play this one at another 1.18 in that sporting event. Next sporting events between PSV and Willem 2. And here's some reports that we have about that sporting event.
All indications suggest an expected victory for the home team, and we genuinely anticipate they will meet the expectations and complete the task convincingly when everything is concluded here.
Alright, so given the information that we have there, we think that PSG will win today, and even though the odds are a little bit minute, but I think it's just a safe way to go with that one in a sporting event for those who want to get fillers for their sleeps. Next sporting event is the game between Feyenoord and Sparta Praga. Next sporting event is a sporting event between Feyenoord and Sparta Rotterdam, and here is some information about that sporting event that we have.
Considering Feyenoord's recent difficulties, they might encounter a challenging match against their revitalized neighbors. However, with their impressive history against Sparta at the Kuip and support from their home fans, they ought to have what it takes to overcome this challenge and break their winless run.
Alright, so given that sporting event report that we have there, it is safe to say that over 1.5 goals will be scored here at an odd of 1.20 in that sporting event. The next sporting event is between Benfica and Moreirense, and here is some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Benfica have allowed goals in 4 of their previous 5 Liga matches and 6 of 9 across all competitions in 2025, suggesting that Moreirense will score on Saturday. Nonetheless, Legia's team is expected to ultimately dominate the struggling visitors, resulting in their away side's 5th league defeat in 6 matches on the road.
Right, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say, that Benfica should be able to win the sporting event today, and that's priced at 1.22 odd in this sporting event. Next is the game between Famalicão and Vitória Guimarães, and the report here reads:
After achieving crucial wins in their previous matches, Famalicão and Vitória de Guimarães will aim to outdo one another and establish a strong streak of performance. OS Vimaranenses boast a slightly superior and more experienced squad, and we fancy them to secure a 4th straight win over the home side.
Okay, so given that report that we have here, we think that the home or away win is the safe way to play this one at another 1.37 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Stockport County and Barnsley, and here's some information that you might find valuable about this sporting event today.
Considering the different styles of the two teams, we support Stockport County to once again prevail this weekend, benefiting from home ground and increasing momentum in their push for promotion.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that a home, win or draw is a safe way to play this at another 1.24. Our next sporting event is between Bolton Wanderers and Crawley Town, and here is information about that sporting event for your use today.
Schumacher might have had an unsatisfactory beginning to his time in charge, but we believe he will secure all 3 points in his initial home match, particularly since Crawley has lost 4 of their last 6 away league games.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that it is safe to say the home or away will win the sporting event at 90 minutes at another 1.17, so we do not expect to see a draw in that sporting event. Next is the game between Accrington Stanley and Wimbledon, and here's some information that we have about that event for your use today.
AFC Wimbledon have started the season with great momentum as they strive for a powerful second half in their quest for automatic promotion to League One. Accrington has faced challenges with consistency this season, and although we anticipate they will battle hard before their home crowd, we are supporting the Dons to secure the outcome they seek.
All right. So given that what's been said there, we think that the away draw here will be fine. The safe way to go at another 1.28 in that sporting event. Next is the game between Barrow and Gillingham, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
As two of the division's least prolific teams clash, we expect a cautious match with minimal action in front of either goal. However, we are inclined to favor a victory for the home team after the full 90 minutes.
All right. So given that report that we have there, it is safe to say under 3.5 goals should be scored here, basically, or shouldn't be scored here, whichever one it is. At another 1.18, we don't expect 4 goals to be scored here, basically. Next sporting event is between Colchester United and Walsall. And here is information about that sporting event for you today.
Walsall may be leading the league, but they have shown inconsistent performance recently and are still striving to regain their form. Conversely, Colchester has shown impressive form and may overwhelm an away team that is adapting to the absence of their leading scorer.
All right, so given the report that we have about that sporting event today, we think that it is safe to give the home team, 2 goals advantage going into that sporting event and expect them to maintain that, even though Walsall should be visiting with a lot of form today, and that's priced at 1.16 in that sporting event. Next is between Crewe Alexandra and Newport County, and here's reports about that sporting event.
Crewe might be in poorer form than their rivals, yet the visitors' dreadful away performance renders it highly improbable that they will earn anything from Saturday's match. Moreover, the challenge of competing with their promotion rivals should serve as an encouraging reason for the Railwaymen to deliver a robust performance this weekend.
All right, so the safe market option we've gone with here is for the home draw no bet at another 1.20 in that sporting event. Next sporting event is between Grimsby and Carsley United, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
After Carlisle's managerial change, it is uncertain if they can quickly improve their results. For us, however, we can solely support Grimsby to win in a fairly easy manner.
All right, so given that report that we have there, I think it is safe to say that the home team should be able to score. If they're supposed to win, they should score, right? And that's priced at 1.25 in that sporting event. Next is the sporting event between Notts County and Morecambe, and here is information that we found on looking at, closely at this sporting event today.
Although the margin might not be as significant as in their previous encounter at Meadow Lane, Morecambe's good performance away from home is probably not enough to protect them from a challenging match against an informed Notts, who have secured 7 wins in their last 9 games. Therefore, we foresee a win for the home team.
So given that report that we have there, we think it is safe to say that, Notts County should be able to win this one, and that's priced at 1.42, and that's what we're going with today in the sporting event. Next is the game between Salford City and Tranmere Rovers, and here is some reports, about that sporting event.
Though both teams are facing challenges, Tranmere's ongoing difficulties this season, along with their poor away performance, provide Salford a solid opportunity to get back to winning form, making them our choice for success.
All right, so given that report that we have there, we think that a home win or draw will be the safe way to go about playing that if you wish to back on that event today, and that's priced at 1.19 in that sporting event. Next sporting event is between Dundee and Ardronians. Is that what it is? Okay, so here's some information about that sporting event that we found for your use today.
The hosts will be eager to achieve a positive outcome following their disappointing consecutive 6-0 defeats, and with support from their home fans against an underperforming lower league team, we think Dundee will secure a slim victory in this match.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that it is safe to say that the home team should be able to win at 1.40, and that's what we're backing at the end of the day. Next sporting events between Livingstone and Cove Rangers, and here's information about that sporting event for your use today.
Both teams are having successful seasons, but with Livingstone having the home advantage and playing a level higher than their opponents, we think the host will secure a victory.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, it is safe to say, the home team should qualify at 1.22 odd in that sporting event. Next is the game between St. Johnstone Stone and Hamilton Academical, and here is information about that sporting event that we have from the team's desk.
The host will gain confidence from their recent improvement in performance, whereas the visitors are likely to lack confidence due to their streak of 3 defeats, leading us to believe St. Johnstone will secure another victory here.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the home team to qualify at 1.19 will be the safe way to play that sporting event. Next is the game between Celtic and Wraith Rovers, and here is some information about that sporting event today.
Although the visitors might field a changed lineup in preparation for their imminent Champions League match, they continue to be heavy favourites to achieve a convincing win on Saturday.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that over 2.5 goals will be the safe way to play this one at a note of 1.27, and that's what we're going with. Next sporting events between Sivasspor and Besiktas, and here's some information about that sporting event from the team.
Both teams will lack important players, but Besiktas possesses better squad depth and quality substitutes, making them narrow favourites despite Sivasspor's home record, which is why we anticipate an away win.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that, Besiktas should be able to win or draw, which is the way win or draw here at another 1.32 in that sporting event today. The next is between Damak and Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
Al Hilal haven't displayed the same ruthlessness and dominance as in their last title-winning campaign, yet they continue to be strong favourites in most matchups, and this situation is no exception, which is why we are forecasting a victory for the Blue Waves.
Alright, so given the report that we have there, we think that, the away team should be able to win today in that sporting event, and that's priced at 1.24 in that one. The next sporting event is, between England and France, that's a rugby game, and here's some information about that sporting event for you today.
England's failure to perform for a full 80 minutes has emerged as a recurring problem in the past year, and if they cannot resolve this concern, this year's championship may swiftly become a nightmare. France may not have been at their peak in the first round, yet they secured a convincing victory against Wales, and we believe they can achieve a second win on rival ground this weekend.
Right, so given that report that we have here, we think that the away team, going into this game, with, an added, 5 points already advantage, will be the safe way to play this at another of 1.19 in that sporting event. The final sport event we have is the NBA game between Oklahoma City Thunders and Toronto Raptors, and here's some information about that sporting event for your use today.
A victory for the Raptors in this match would undoubtedly be considered one of the major surprises of the season, considering the Thunder's outstanding performance this year. We completely anticipate that the home team will easily secure a straightforward victory by the time the final buzzer sounds.
Alright, so given that report that we have there, we think that the safe way to play this would be to go to, to take away 8.5, points from the home team's final score minutes, and the scoreline should reflect that they are winning, and that's priced at 1.2, 3 odd, including overtime, by the way. So these are the sporting events that we have for you today. Information about these sporting events and safe market options for your use today. Make sure to watch this video and digest it properly, and go with the picks that you agree with, basically, in this one. Don't forget to also, hit the like button to show good faith if you enjoyed what we just gave to you today. Just do that. 1 second it takes to do that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if first time coming across the channel. This is what we do basically every single day, try and make your accuracy levels go higher. Don't forget to turn your notification bells also. It's very important that you do, so that you do not miss out on important updates. Okay guys, that being said, football, sports basically have factors that we cannot control, even though we go out to get reports about this and cannot cover all of those factors, especially in real time. So you want to gamble responsibly. Very, very important that you do not stake more than you can afford to let go of. Okay, very important to note that. And don't forget to carve out 2, 3, 4 sleeps from what we have here. We have over 40 events today. We're not promising that all of them are going to win, of course, and not promising you any huge financial turnaround also. So you have to do your due diligence and cut this down into sleeps that will make sense to you. Like we said, it's up to you at the end of the day. Okay, that being said, till we see you again in the next video, guys, may the odds be in our favor always.